Montana, known as Big Sky Country, is famous for its breathtaking scenery and wide-open spaces. But despite all that beauty, it's one of the least populated states in America. Why do so few people actually choose to live here? Is it the harsh winters, the lack of big cities, or something deeper? In today's video, we're diving into the surprising reasons why Montana remains so empty and what life is really like in this vast, rugged state. Whether you're curious about moving out west or just fascinated by America's geography, stick around because Montana's story might not be what you expect. Let's get into it. Reason 10. Harsh winters. Montana's winters are notoriously harsh, often lasting from late October through April, with some regions experiencing freezing temperatures and heavy snowfall well into May. The state regularly sees temperatures plunge well below 0 Fahrenheit, especially in northern and mountainous areas, making outdoor activities and even basic travel extremely challenging. Snowstorms and ice storms can isolate communities for days, disrupting daily life and making roads treacherous or impassable. For residents, the long, bitterly cold months require substantial preparation, from winterizing homes and vehicles to stocking up on supplies. These conditions can also take a toll on physical and mental health, as shorter daylight hours and persistent cold contribute to seasonal affective disorder and increased isolation. The cost of coping with these winters is high both financially and socially. Heating bills can skyrocket, sometimes reaching levels unaffordable for families with modest incomes, while the need for specialized winter gear and vehicle maintenance adds to living expenses. For newcomers unaccustomed to such extreme conditions, the winter season can be a shock that quickly wears on even the most adventurous spirits. Businesses and schools often face closures during severe weather, and emergency services may be stretched thin, responding to accidents or weather-related incidents. Ultimately, Montana's brutal winters create a demanding environment that deters many people from settling long-term, shaping the state's low population density and influencing the lifestyle of those who choose to stay. Reason 9. Sparse population and isolation. Montana's population density is among the lowest in the United States, with fewer than 7 people per square mile spread across its vast 147,000 square miles. This means that in many parts of the state, neighbors live miles apart, and towns can be separated by long stretches of wilderness or farmland. While the expansive open spaces offer breathtaking natural beauty and a sense of freedom, they also come with a significant trade-off: social isolation. For many residents, especially those used to more populated areas, the lack of nearby social networks, community events, and services can lead to feelings of loneliness and disconnection. Access to everyday conveniences like grocery stores, medical care, and entertainment often requires long drives, making spontaneous socializing or quick errands a challenge. This isolation can be particularly difficult for newcomers or younger residents who crave social interaction and cultural amenities. Small towns and rural communities in Montana may offer a strong sense of tight-knit community, but they often lack the diversity and vibrancy found in larger cities. The distances between people also mean that emergency services, schools, and healthcare providers can be limited or harder to reach, adding another layer of challenge to living in such a remote environment. For those who value bustling urban life, convenience, and easy access to a variety of services, Montana's sparse population and geographic isolation can feel like a deal-breaker, making it clear why so many people opt to live elsewhere despite the state's natural appeal. Reason 8. Limited job opportunities. Montana's economy is largely driven by industries like agriculture, mining, forestry, and tourism, which provide seasonal and often low-wage employment. While these sectors play a crucial role in the state's identity and economy, they don't offer the broad range of career opportunities found in larger, more diversified economies. High-paying jobs in technology, finance, healthcare, and manufacturing are relatively scarce, particularly outside the few urban centers like Billings, Missoula, and Bozeman. This limited job market can make it difficult for residents, especially young professionals and college graduates, to find stable, well-paying work that matches their skills and ambitions. As a result, many young Montanans leave the state in search of better career prospects, contributing to a brain drain that further slows economic growth. Entrepreneurs and businesses also face challenges due to a smaller customer base and limited access to venture capital and specialized resources. While remote work is helping to bring some new residents and opportunities to Montana, it remains an uneven solution that doesn't fully offset the lack of traditional jobs. For families and individuals seeking financial stability, career advancement, and diverse employment options, Montana's limited job opportunities remain a major barrier to long-term settlement. Reason 7. High cost of living in some areas. While Montana overall has traditionally been known for its affordable rural living, recent years have seen a sharp rise in housing costs, especially in popular cities like Bozeman, Missoula, and Whitefish. Driven by an influx of remote workers, retirees, and outdoor enthusiasts drawn to the state's natural beauty, demand for housing has far outpaced supply. This surge has caused median home prices and rents to skyrocket, pricing out many locals and making it difficult for newcomers to find affordable places to live. In some areas, the cost of buying a home has doubled or even tripled over the past decade, creating a significant financial barrier for middle and lower income residents. Beyond housing, other living expenses in Montana are often higher than the national average. Due to its landlocked location and relatively small population, everyday goods from groceries to gasoline can be more expensive because they must be shipped long distances. Utilities, especially heating costs during Montana's long, cold winters, also add significantly to monthly expenses. While Montana may still be cheaper than major metropolitan areas on the coasts, these rising costs in key communities are making it increasingly challenging for people to live comfortably without a substantial income, which drives many to reconsider settling in the state. Reason 6. Limited healthcare access. Montana's vast size and sparse population create significant challenges when it comes to healthcare access. Many rural and remote communities lack nearby hospitals, specialists, and even primary care providers. Residents often face long travel times, sometimes hundreds of miles, just to reach basic medical services. This is especially problematic for seniors, families with young children, and those with chronic health conditions who require regular care. Emergency response times can also be slower in remote areas, putting lives at risk during critical situations. In addition to geographic barriers, Montana faces workforce shortages in the medical field. Recruiting and retaining doctors, nurses, and other healthcare professionals is a persistent challenge, particularly outside of the state's few urban centers like Billings and Missoula. Limited healthcare infrastructure means that specialized treatments or surgeries often require travel to larger cities out of state. For many, the combination of distance, limited services, and provider shortages contributes to deferred care and worse health outcomes, a major reason why some people hesitate to make Montana their permanent home. Reason 5. Infrastructure challenges. Montana's vast geography and low population density present significant hurdles when it comes to building and maintaining infrastructure. Roads and bridges in many rural areas are aging and in need of repair, yet funding is often limited due to the small tax base spread over such a large area. Harsh winters cause additional wear and tear on transportation networks, leading to frequent potholes, closures, and dangerous driving conditions. For residents, especially those living in remote communities, poor road conditions can mean longer travel times to work, school, or essential services, further isolating them from economic and social opportunities. Beyond transportation, Montana faces challenges with utilities and connectivity. Many rural areas struggle with limited access to high-speed internet, which is increasingly essential for education, business, and healthcare services. Broadband expansion efforts have been slow and costly, leaving parts of the state disconnected in an era where digital access is critical. Public transportation options are minimal or non-existent outside major cities, forcing residents to rely heavily on personal vehicles. These infrastructure gaps not only reduce quality of life, but also deter businesses and young professionals from settling in Montana, contributing to the state's ongoing population challenges. Education limitations. Montana's rural nature means that many school districts serve small, widely dispersed populations, which can lead to significant challenges in funding and resource allocation. Schools in remote areas often operate with tight budgets, limiting their ability to offer advanced courses, extracurricular activities, and up-to-date technology. Teacher shortages are a persistent problem, as rural districts struggle to attract and retain qualified educators, leading to larger class sizes and less individualized attention for students. These factors contribute to disparities in educational outcomes between urban and rural areas, leaving many students without the same opportunities available in larger metropolitan school systems. Access to higher education and specialized training programs is also limited in Montana. While there are several colleges and universities within the state, including the University of Montana and Montana State University, these institutions are few and far between, often requiring students to relocate or commute long distances.
This can be a significant barrier for families and young adults who cannot afford to move or travel. The lack of diverse educational options makes it harder for Montana to retain young talent and develop a skilled workforce, which in turn impacts economic growth and the state's ability to attract new industries. Reason 3. Wildlife and natural hazards. Living close to Montana's stunning natural environment comes with unique risks that many find challenging. The state is home to a wide range of wildlife, including bears, mountain lions, wolves, and moose, which can pose real dangers, especially in rural and wilderness areas. Encounters with these animals, while relatively rare, can be frightening and sometimes deadly. Residents must take precautions to protect themselves, their families, and their livestock, which adds an extra layer of responsibility and stress to daily life. Additionally, the presence of wildlife can restrict land use and development, limiting expansion opportunities in some parts of the state. Montana is also prone to a variety of natural hazards that can threaten safety and property. Wildfires have become more frequent and intense in recent years, fueled by dry conditions and climate change, resulting in evacuations, loss of homes, and destruction of natural habitats. Flooding from rapid snowmelt or heavy rains can cause significant damage to communities and infrastructure, while avalanches in mountainous regions pose risks to residents and travelers alike. These natural hazards, combined with Montana's remote terrain, make emergency response and recovery efforts difficult and costly. For many, the constant threat of natural disasters is a daunting factor that discourages long-term settlement. Reason 2. Montana's small towns and rural communities offer a peaceful and scenic lifestyle, but they often lack the variety of entertainment and amenities that many people expect. For those accustomed to bustling city life, the limited options for dining, shopping, nightlife, and cultural activities can feel restrictive. Movie theaters, restaurants, bars, and live music venues are few and far between outside the state's larger cities like Missoula and Bozeman. This scarcity of entertainment options means residents often need to travel significant distances for social outings or cultural events, which can be inconvenient and isolating, especially during the long winter months. Additionally, the limited amenities extend beyond just entertainment. Many areas lack specialized healthcare services, diverse retail options, and recreational facilities such as gyms or community centers. Public transportation is minimal, meaning residents rely heavily on personal vehicles, which can be a barrier for those without access to reliable transportation. For younger people and families seeking vibrant social scenes and modern conveniences, Montana's limited amenities can be a major deterrent, pushing them toward more urbanized states with greater access to lifestyle options and services. Montana's lifestyle is deeply rooted in rugged individualism, self-reliance, and a slower, more deliberate pace of life. For many, this means embracing outdoor activities like hunting, fishing, hiking, and farming, along with a strong connection to nature and community. However, this way of life requires a level of resilience and adaptability that not everyone possesses or desires. The challenges of living in a state with harsh winters, limited services, and geographic isolation demand patience, resourcefulness, and often a willingness to handle hardships that urban dwellers rarely face. For those used to fast-paced city living with easy access to cultural events, diverse job markets, and social conveniences, Montana's lifestyle can feel limiting or even isolating. The state's quiet and remote environment isn't suited for everyone's tastes or needs. Many people find the trade-offs too great, preferring the amenities, career opportunities, and social scenes that come with more populated areas. In short, Montana offers a unique and rewarding lifestyle, but it's one that requires a specific mindset and willingness to accept its many challenges. This is why, despite its undeniable beauty, Montana remains sparsely populated, and why many choose to live elsewhere. Conclusion: so while Montana's breathtaking landscapes and wide-open spaces are truly unmatched, the reality of living here comes with some serious challenges, from harsh winters and isolation to limited jobs and amenities. It's a lifestyle that demands resilience, patience, and a love for solitude, which just isn't for everyone. But what do you think? Could you handle life in Montana, or would these obstacles be too much? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this video eye-opening, be sure to like, subscribe, and share, so more people can learn about the real Montana beyond the postcards. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more deep dives into America's most fascinating places.